Boxing is often called the sweet science, but anyone who has watched the sport long enough knows something painful. Sometimes it stops looking like a sport at all. Sometimes it becomes so one-sided, so cruel, or so reckless that even the biggest boxing fans feel uncomfortable watching. There are moments where you sit in front of the TV and think, how was this even allowed to happen? Here are 5 real boxing events that crossed the line so far that they felt almost illegal to watch. 1. Muhammad Ali versus Larry Holmes. Imagine watching the most famous boxer in history, not floating, not stinging, not shining, but slow, sick, exhausted, and unable to defend himself. Imagine millions of people knowing he should never have stepped into the ring. Yet the fight still dragged on for 10 painful rounds. By 1980, Muhammad Ali was 38. The world adored him, but the magic was gone. His speech was soft and slow. His reactions were delayed. His body looked tired and weak, as if age and illness were holding him down. He was already showing signs of early Parkinson's disease, and his medication made him lose weight too fast. Everyone close to Ali knew he shouldn't fight again. Everyone except the people with the power to stop it. The Nevada State Athletic Commission still approved his license. Promoters pushed the event for profit. Ali, needing money, agreed. And Larry Holmes, the reigning champion, felt trapped. He respected Ali so deeply that he cried in the locker room before the fight, knowing he was about to hurt the man he admired most. What followed was one of the saddest moments in sports. Ali barely threw punches after round 3. Holmes hit him with steady jabs, but he held back, praying someone else would end it. No one did. Not until Angelo Dundee finally stopped the fight after round 10. Ali sat on his stool, empty and unresponsive. Commentator Howard Cosell whispered, "This is sickening." It felt less like boxing and more like watching a legend suffer. 2. Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely. A dangerous ex-champion walks out of prison, steps into the ring, and the whole event feels like a wild circus show instead of a boxing match. When Mike Tyson returned in 1995, the world was buzzing. He had just finished 3 years in prison for rape. Many people feared him, others admired him, and almost everyone wanted to see what would happen when he boxed again. His first opponent was Peter McNeely, a loud, tough fighter, but not a real threat to Tyson. He had a long record, but most of his wins came against weak competition. What happened next lasted only 89 seconds. McNeely rushed at Tyson, throwing wild punches. Tyson dodged them easily and knocked him down almost immediately. A few seconds later, Tyson dropped him again. Before Tyson could finish the job, McNeely's manager jumped into the ring to stop the beating. Because of that, the referee ended the fight by disqualification. Tyson didn't even need to break a sweat. This fight felt illegal because the entire event revolved around hype, violence, and money. HBO refused to broadcast it. Women's groups protested outside the arena. Critics said boxing was rewarding a criminal, but none of that mattered. More than 1.6 million people bought the fight on pay-per-view, the biggest number in history at that time. The message was clear. If you can fight, the world forgives anything. Watching it felt like cheering for the villain in a movie, except this wasn't a movie. 3. Diego Corrales versus Jose Luis Castillo. 2 men knocked down, swollen, bleeding, half-blind, yet refusing to quit. A fight so wild it made your heart race and your stomach twist. Many fans call it the greatest lightweight battle ever. And yes, it was electric, but it was also terrifying. The kind of violence that makes you wonder why boxing is even legal. By round 10, Diego Corrales was barely standing, one eye completely shut, blood dripping from his mouth. After getting knocked down twice by Jose Luis Castillo, most fighters would have stayed down. Not Corrales. He did something shocking. He spat out his mouthpiece twice to steal precious seconds to recover. The ref took a point, but Corrales didn't care. When the fight restarted, he charged in with one working eye, cracked Castillo with a brutal left hook, then smashed him with heavy rights. Castillo stumbled. Corrales pinned him to the ropes and unloaded over 30 punches in 15 seconds. The ref jumped in. Corrales had pulled off one of boxing's greatest, craziest comebacks. Fans went wild. Commentators called it legendary. But the dark truth? Both men walked out with permanent damage. Corrales had taken too many wars. 2 years later, he died in a motorcycle crash many believe was linked to his declining condition from years of punishment. 4. Magomed Abdusalamov versus Mike Perez. He took hundreds of punches, walked out of the arena, and then collapsed. The sport failed him at every level. Magomed Abdusalamov, Mago, was an undefeated Russian heavyweight living the American dream. He had a strong chin, knockout power, and a beautiful family. When he faced Mike Perez in Madison Square Garden, many thought he was on his way to a title shot. Instead, it became one of the darkest nights in boxing history. Perez hit Mago cleanly again and again throughout 10 rounds. Mago's face swelled, his nose broke, and his head snapped back dozens of times. Between rounds, he complained that he couldn't see and felt sharp headaches. The ringside doctor barely checked him. The referee didn't stop it. The commission didn't intervene. When the final bell rang, Mago amazingly walked to the ambulance himself. Cameras caught him smiling and waving. Minutes later, he collapsed. Doctors discovered a massive brain bleed. They removed part of his skull to save him. He spent weeks in a coma. When he woke up, he could no longer walk, talk properly, or use the right side of his body. He will need care for the rest of his life. His career ended. His independence ended. His life as he knew it ended. This fight felt illegal because Mago was failed by everyone responsible for protecting him. 5. Pritchard Colon versus Terrell Williams. One illegal punch to the back of the head, and a young fighter's entire life changed forever. Pritchard Colon was only 23, talented, handsome, undefeated, and loved by fans. Everyone believed he would become a world champion. His fight against Terrell Williams was supposed to be a small step forward. Instead, it turned into a nightmare. Williams kept landing rabbit punches, dangerous illegal shots to the back of the head. The referee only gave warnings, no point deductions, no stoppage. Colon told the ringside doctor he felt dizzy, that his head hurt, but the fight continued. After the final bell, Colon walked to the dressing room and collapsed. Severe brain bleeding, a coma, a life forever changed. Today he needs 24-hour care. Williams still fights, no apology, no justice. In conclusion, boxing is a legal sport with rules, referees, doctors, and commissions. But these 5 real stories show something scary. Sometimes the system fails, and fighters pay the price with their health or their lives. Ali lost his sharpness, Mago lost his body, and Colon lost his future. So the next time someone says, "It's just boxing," remember these nights. Some punches don't just land in the ring. They hit families, futures, and human lives. And sometimes watching feels like being part of something that shouldn't be allowed at all. Enjoy the content? Hit subscribe for more sports vibe videos and share your suggestions in the comments below. Thanks!